I'm Paul Brownstein. I'm an attorney. I'm a general practitioner, which means I do primarily family law, wills, and the like. Pretty much things that an average person in their everyday life might need a lawyer for. I don't typically see people who are running big businesses, who have complicated patent and trademark lawsuits, things of that sort. I don't do that. I handle things for people very much like in the old-time TV shows, where there'd be a small-town Doc Welby or a small-town lawyer on Main Street. That's what I do. I'm right here on Street Road in Southampton, which these days is the equivalent of Main Street in small-town America. My clients primarily come from Bucks County, Montgomery County, and Philadelphia counties, usually within a 10 or 15 mile radius of my office, and they bring me everyday problems. I can do complicated stuff. In my career, I've had time on Park Avenue as a business lawyer for Fortune 500 and Fortune 100 companies, but these days I pretty typically represent middle income, middle class folks in their everyday problems. We don't advertise. We are not an advertising law firm. I'm not trying to generate 1 million people coming to see me. That's because I'm the only lawyer here. I only take cases if I have time to do it. And for that reason, I am delighted to see that I get my business primarily from people who have recommended me to others, or people who see videos of this sort, or just find out about who I am. And I do the work. A lot of my work is in the courthouses, but I try my very best to keep people out of court, because as is a well-known expression in my business, the only person that wins when you go to court is the lawyer. I get paid to go there. If you have to go to court, in a manner of speaking, you already lost. And I try to keep you out of court. It isn't necessary very often to do that unless someone is being unreasonable. Regrettably, there are a lot of people in the world who aren't very reasonable, and hopefully I can explain to my clients why what is the reasonable thing to do is the right way of going about doing it. You get there faster, easier, and less expensively. And I always tell you exactly what I'm doing and never do anything for a client that's going to cost them money other than routine backup, like a phone call rings, I have to answer it, without telling the client in advance, this is what I want to do. This is what I think it's going to cost you. This is what I think you're going to get out of it. And then if you want to do it, I'll go ahead and do it. We're on the same page as partners. And if you don't want to do it, as long as I'm satisfied and you're satisfied that there's a known consequence for not following good advice, I'll let you do it. I just won't let you do things that are illegal. That's not meant to be a joke, that's serious. Or something that I think would shock a lawyer's conscience, because I'm not supposed to stay in a case if a client will not heed what's called prudent advice. I try to give prudent advice. I'm a counselor as well as an advocate, and I think the counseling is the most important part of it. As I've said many times, it's your life, it's your property, it's your world. You need a lawyer who will respect all that. And I therefore believe, when it really matters, the choice is simple.